Hi there, my name is Santi Fox. Who am I? Well, I'm a Finnish-American director and photographer. Welcome to my new show, Close Securing the World, a limited series where I travel around the world learning about tech, cybersecurity, and answering the big questions that come to my mind as I travel. I'm definitely not an expert in cybersecurity, but as WithSecure's co-creator, I now have a chance to learn from the best. Today, we're in Chicago, the city of Kanye West, Michael Jordan, and Lauri Markkanen. To me, cybersecurity sounds like a constant battle between superheroes and villains. I've been wondering, are the villains getting an upper hand in today's high-tech world? And that takes me to my big question today. How can we fight against complexity in cybersecurity? WithSecure partners with DefendEdge, one of the fastest-growing cybersecurity companies in the US. I had a blast hanging out with their CEO, Taso Triantafillos. He is a man defying complexity in cybersecurity. Taso, tell me a little bit about yourself. What characterizes you?
I think my character, or at least who I am today, started off at a very young age. When I started having a fascination or intrigued with technology, started taking apart radios, televisions, all these sorts of electronics to find throughout the house, and start putting them together and start creating these Frankenstein devices. Viruses were huge in the 90s, especially with other companies, larger companies in the US that start being in the forefront of preventing infections on workstations, whether consumer-based workstations or commercial systems themselves. That kind of helped me realize that this is truly what I wanted to do.
Being a CEO of a fast-growing cybersecurity company, you must have some memories and stories of challenges that you've solved. What are some of your fondest memories?
I got a call on a Sunday saying, hey, could you help out a client? This is an enterprise client. Could you help out this client get back online or get their systems restored? They've been ransomed. And the good news is that we were able to respond pretty quick. It was pretty exciting. It's a thrill, right, to get called and put in action. The ability to deploy technology quickly with our WithSecure partners and others and get them back up and running after 24 hours. We were able to neutralize the threat. We were able to make sure that their systems were operational for next business day, which was a Monday, critical business day of the week. It's always enjoyable because you actually build that relationship when it comes to what we call blood, sweat, and tears moments, so high stress situations.
In this series, I have this big question in each episode. Today's question is, how can we fight against complexity in cybersecurity?
When you start thinking about the mergers and acquisitions of companies, whether they're being acquired or they're merging, it drives some level of complexity to their IT systems, whether it's applications that aren't being sunset as they should during transitions, or even the human factor. An employee, a former employee, gets up and leaves, and now you have a bunch of service accounts that have been left behind and nobody knows about. That is obviously complex in nature itself. It's high risk. And a lot of the cybersecurity companies obviously focus on providing solutions to help close those gaps.
What has made IT environments so complex to protect?
There's a very distinguished difference between IT and cybersecurity. The IT individual is focused on the operational responsibilities for a company, meaning the systems have to be online, service availability, right? Those things have to be in place for the company to continue to operate and function as a business. Whereas cybersecurity experts focus on the overall end-to-end, or the beginning to end of how companies operates and functions when it comes to the legal governance and compliance requirements on how things or data be made available or accessible. So those are the things that we need to think about, is how to get those individuals, the IT leaders out there, to accept that maybe they don't have all the knowledge around cybersecurity. It's okay to leverage those professional services or even those professionals out there that are looking to establish themselves as trusted advisors. It's not a transactional-based relationship, it's more advice than anything else.
What have you and DefendEdge done to reduce the complexity in cybersecurity?
Listening to what is being asked is obviously the number one, but also understanding what the client might have, what technologies, what software, what platforms, where their end users might be, how they connect to their environments. These are all things that you need to know about before you offer a solution for them. So those are pretty important.
I know you love research and reading, and I know you love Marvel comics. Can you tell me a little bit more about Marvel?
Yeah, I'll tell you the story about Marvel. In fact, I was never a Marvel fan, I was a Star Trek fan. However, my daughter was a huge Marvel fan, and because she's a huge Marvel fan, Our entire household is now Marvel fans. So we all watch Marvel movies together. Obviously, Tony Stark was the one character out of the Marvel universe that I truly enjoyed watching because he was innovative, he worked on really cool tech, and he could fly, which was a more important thing. But my point is that I found a real-world example in our reality. I felt inspired by Elon Musk, who happens to be our real-world Tony Stark.
What are the parallels between sci-fi, comic books, and cybersecurity?
Parallels between science fiction and fiction and cybersecurity is innovation. The big screen, or at least the comic books, or at least the movies, allows us to think about what could be. Where in cybersecurity, we actually develop it. We build the technologies. We create these things. We innovate them because we're trying to solve for a much larger thing, which is when it comes to cyber threats. The bad actors are getting just as innovative and creative as we are. It is when we're trying to prevent things from happening.
Having good partners, how does this change your business?
Having good partners allows us to have a pretty good understanding of what our ability is to deliver to client demands, meaning our requirements. Make sure that we're always delivering a product that is affordable to our clients, but also more importantly, if there's an enhancement request, we're able to resolve it pretty quick. WithSecure has allowed us to do that, whereas I feel if we were partnered with someone else, that wouldn't have been as successful. We've been able to collaborate together, work together to make sure that we're providing a seamless type of technology for our clients. The important part also is that anytime WithSecure has actually worked on developing a new version or an enhancement or new service, they've actually asked the question, partner, we would like your feedback. So collaboration and true partnership is very important to us.
If there's one thing and one thing only you could change in the cybersecurity industry in the next 3 years, what would that be?
Well, I'm not sure if things need to be different, but we need to improve on machine learning and artificial intelligence. There's so much data coming out from applications or systems in today's age that we definitely need help with being able to parse through them, identify anomalies, and take action.
Being actionable is the only way we can co-secure the world. Let's put selfish agendas aside and work together for a more secure future. My journey continues to the next big question. Let's co-secure the world.